Welcome to Life as Dog's Reactive Dog Orientation. Thank you for watching this webinar as your orientation instructions. So first off, in our reactive dog class, remember that this is a safe place. We don't want you to be embarrassed about your dog's behavior. We understand, we empathize, and many of us have been there with you, with dogs that we've had in the past or currently have and overcome these challenges. So we're here to help you. We're here to support you and help you gain the tools that you need to go ahead and face these challenges as we have, and to better your understanding and communication with your dog. We will go at your dog's pace, so please keep in mind that success is better built in baby steps or small steps. So please don't proceed too quickly. Don't try to get to your end goal too fast. It may be too fast for your dog's pace. So during at least the 6 weeks of this course, we greatly encourage you to not allow your dog to practice any reactivity. What this means is that you are not to take your dog for walks where a trigger might occur or expose them to these situations, because stress hormone levels from these reactions can take about a week to subside in the body. So the hormones actually stay within the body, and that makes further training very difficult. Please read and do your exercises from the week 1 homework, and next week you will have a dress rehearsal for you and your dog to enter into the facility. So for safety and equipment purposes for the reactive dog class, you will need a leash, a 4 to 6 foot leash, non-retractable, no chain leashes please as well. No open toe, flip-flops or sandals or high-heeled shoes. Please be comfortable. Sneakers are preferred, or something with traction that you're comfortable with and able to move well. So please do not have any prong collars, pinch collars, choke collars, or electric collars. Harnesses are okay. Martingales, buckle collars, gentle leaders are all acceptable. For the reactive dog class only, there's 2 separate pieces of equipment that you need with 2 separate leashes. So for example, a harness and a buckle collar is acceptable with their own leash attached to each of them. Please bring a treat bag and with lots of high-value pea-sized treats. We also sell them at the facility if you need them. Please get in touch with us and we'll help you accommodate that. Some examples of great high-value treats are chicken, hot dog, steak, cheese. These are all examples. They also sell treats at PetSource or Petco and Chewy.com and other places as well. So keep in mind, though, what works at home will not work here. So please don't be stingy. Remember, we need to use the highest value treats here to be successful in our training. You can bring a portable towel or mat or something that they prefer to lie on, or if they need to settle within a crate, you can bring that as well. That's optional. Please bring water and a dish. Do not potty your dog at the facility. Ensure that they've gone prior to arriving, because we don't want to have any chance encounters with people or other dogs or loud noises, etc., which might hinder our training. Please don't feed your dog directly before class within a few hours, as we need to have a hungry pup ready to go and be motivated by food. So reactive dog specifics, please don't bring your dog inside. If possible, have a second person with you. Have them stay in the car with your dog for safekeeping, and you will come in for the briefing meeting. So there's just a short briefing meeting at the beginning of each session where we'll powwow as a team and talk about what happened during the week and talk about what we're going to be doing today. Ensure that you have the air conditioning on in your car or the safe appropriate climate according to the weather that day. An assistant will come out with you to guide you in with your dog. Please have both pieces of your equipment, so the harness and collar, if that's what you're using, securely on your dog with 2 separate leashes. Have your bait bag on and treats inside and clicker on your wrist and ready to go. So when your dog gets out of the car, we want you to immediately start clicking and treating. Please remember to bring 3 times more the amount of treats than you think you're going to need. You always use a lot more, and it's very fast. You go through them very quickly. Again, don't be stingy. We need really high value stuff. If you have any challenges with the things that we've specifically asked you to bring, please ask us, or any of the rules that we've shown here. Please ask us and we'll see what we can do to help you accommodate that. Please remember to park in between cars. We're going to set up our cars there to block We don't want you to park next to another vehicle that has a dog in it, and we'll direct you. We'll come out into the parking lot. As part of your homework, you'll be practicing leash coordination with the clicker, so that's holding both of the leashes and the clicker, and also learning how to treat as well. So that's within the homework in week 1, and you will develop muscle memory for using your equipment and holding everything in your hand. So it's going to seem very awkward at first, but with practice, it does become much easier. So why the clicker, or why do we use marker training with positive reinforcement? Well, it instantly marks the wanted behavior, and it's always immediately followed by the reward when learning a new behavior. If your dog is uncomfortable with the click or the sound of the click, or for some reason you just cannot accommodate clicking, alternatively, you can use a very short word such as yes, or something that's extremely brief. You don't want something that is long and drawn out, because you may be capturing other behaviors with that marker. So you can see that, if a dog is doing several things over the course of 5 seconds and you're saying a long sentence to mark that behavior, then you've caught many different things. But you want to just ultimately mark the exact second where your dog does something that you want. Dogs love it. It promotes creativity. They start offering you different behaviors. It's fun for you. It creates a great bonding relationship with you and your dog. The dog learns faster because the communication is very clear. Simple click. There's no change. If you're able to use the clicker, there's no change in the tone of the clicker. There's no change from one person to another. So it's very clear communication that click, yes, oh, you like that. You gave me something for that. That's great. Okay, I'll do that again. So behaviors are retained. So there's great memory on the behaviors, and you'll see that they'll start offering you these behaviors in order to try to get the reward. And the dog performs the behavior because it's good for the dog. Dogs are opportunists, so they're not out to conquer the world, but they seize the day. They seize the moment. If it's good for them, then they'll do it. So why don't we use punishment or force? Forget the alpha theory, because it's been debunked many, many times. Your dog is not trying to dominate you as much as you try to put your perception of a human characteristic onto the dog. They're really not trying to dominate you. As I said, they live for the moment, and if it's good for them, then they'll do that. Behavior is about learning and consequences. So if they perform something and they get a reward, then they're more likely to do that behavior again. Punishment is associated with the trainer, so they will associate it with you. It will hurt your relationship with your dog. It creates anxiety and fear in the dog. It inhibits learning and creativity, and it will not develop a thinking dog. So your dog will not offer you other possibly welcoming behaviors or fun things to do. It can cause an increase or exacerbate existing behavioral problems. And if it's used to teach a behavior, it's only performed to avoid the punishment. So there's really no fun or good relationship involved in using any type of punishment. So it goes click first and then treat. Always reward. Even if you've clicked accidentally, by accident, it's your mistake. Go ahead and follow with a reward. We want them to associate the click with a reward. Once the behavior is on cue, the clicker can then be faded. So later on, after the behavior is completely learned and you've named the behavior, you can go ahead and fade that out using yes or verbal praise, that kind of thing. Keep sessions short, so we want you to just work just a couple of minutes several times a day. So we're not asking for an overwhelming amount of time. Always end on a good note. Don't push it. If you're getting successful results, the dog continues to give you good behavior, don't push it too far. End there, end on a happy note, end on success. If your dog is not successful and not doing what you think you're asking him to do, you're asking too much. So we need to back up. So we'll back up to a simpler step and just work on that step for a while, build up confidence in that step, and then try to slowly start to advance, maybe moving too quickly. Work on one behavior at a time. Don't confuse things. Don't work on a sit, down, stay. Don't work on several things at the same time. Work in a non-distracting environment. So beginning when you're learning a behavior, you want it to be as non-distracting as possible in the environment. So maybe in the kitchen, or in the bathroom, or in a closed room where there's not a lot of distractions going on. Reward every desired response because they will learn faster. So higher repetition of clicking and treating in the very beginning. Avoid any punishment, even verbal, even saying no or or things like that. Instead, remember that the click equals a treat. No click equals no treat. So it's just a removal of your marker from that. So it's really not any type of punishment. Okay, a little bit about treat delivery. Keep your hand in a neutral position. So that means behind your back, down to the side, or at your belly button or at your navel. We're going to be working on this first exercise while the dog is not present. We don't want them to see what we're doing or hear what we're doing. We want to prevent any focus on your hand. So that's why we're keeping the hand in a neutral position. Place a cup on the table. You're going to put your treat bag on and open your treat bag, and you're going to have load your treat bag with some practice treats. So that could be Cheerios, kibble, or dried beans. We're not going to be feeding any dog with this, so this is just an exercise. First off, reach into the bag on your left side. So put the bag on your left side. Take one treat and then place that one treat in the cup on the table. Then return your treat hand to a neutral position, so either behind your back, at your side, or at your belly button prior to delivering another treat. I want you to go ahead and repeat this 5 times. Then alternate hands. Use your other hand to grab the treat and go ahead and feed the cup. And do that 5 times. Repeat that, please. Clicking and treating. So now we're adding the clicking portion. So with the same supplies, plus the clicker that we've given you, and no dog present, we don't want him to hear the clicker. So because we're going to be working with the clicker later on, we want them to know what the clicker means. So we'll be doing some conditioning later on. So go into the bathroom, go outside, go someplace where they can't hear it. Place the clicker and the treat hand in a neutral position, so either behind your back again, at the side, or at your belly button. Go ahead and click, then reach into the bait bag, grab one treat, and deliver to the cup. So if your clicker's in your left hand, reach with your right hand. If your clicker's in your right hand, reach with your left hand for the treat and deliver that to the cup. So again, it goes click, then reach for the treat and deliver to the cup. Return both hands to the neutral position after you deliver that one treat. You're going to repeat this 20 times. The click should precede the movement of the treat hand. So remember, click, then movement of the treat hand to go get the treat, deliver to the cup, and back to neutral position. So vary the location of the treat bag so you're used to getting the treat from any different spot. So put the treat bag on the left, on the right, maybe behind your back. All right, so now we're down to the final practice step, which is conditioning the clicker, which means, oh, a click means treat. So that's what your dog is saying. Oh, that's great. They're going to associate the click with a treat is coming. So you're going to need your puppy. You're going to need, this time we're going to engage your dog. Have your clicker, have your treats and your treats loaded into your treat bag. You need another non-distracting environment. So again, the kitchen, bathroom, someplace where there's not a lot going on. Hold the clicker behind your back to muffle the sound at first, because the sound can be a little bit scary. Place a handful of treats in your hand, and you will be because you'll be delivering them quickly. At this one time, you're going to place a whole handful into your hand. Hold your hand in neutral position, again, behind your back, to the side, or at your belly button. You're going to click, then deliver the treat. Remember to keep the treat hand still until after you click. So click, then you move your hand to go ahead and deliver the treat to your dog. So you're just going to repeat this. I want you to go ahead and do